Hey, what's going on YouTube? It is GeneralTarheel, your coach of the Charlotte Charizards. And fun fact, I am not dead. So I did take a short break from Draft League format, and that kind of meant I took a break from YouTube. But do not worry, my lovelies, I am back. Love me, love me. Give me all the sugar. Because I am back, and I am very hyped for some Draft League content. I didn't actually want to start on the screen, but I'm going to go with it anyways. So... basically, I was chatting with my buddy Panther not long ago, Panther 2, fellow commissioner of the APA, and just, amazing guy. I was like, man, I really wish that we had, like, something else going on right now, so we could at least get ourselves hype up, get some content ready before the next season of APA, because APA Season 4 is coming out soon, boys and girls, and guess what? It's gonna be Little Cup. Make sure to check out the APA Twitter to see your favorite coaches announced for the next season. Some of the commissioners were already announced, as well as some new coaches and some returning coaches. So check out for the coaches to come, because I love this roster for next season of APA, and you guys are going to love it too. But, as for right now, Panther and I decided to make a showdown league that we were interested in uploading for, and just wanted to, just get some content out there, try and battle, get back in the, draft league grind. He's still in a lot of leagues, he just doesn't upload anything, but like, if I play, I upload. That's just basically how it goes for me. So, we wanted to make a draft league. I'm like, yes, let's do it. I thought of one like on the spot. Everyone does legendaries for their thing, so let's use Dragonite and call it the pseudo battle league, before realizing what the term pseudo actually meant, as in like fake or not real, or something of the sort. So, besides that, if you just see Dragonite, that's all you need to look at. So, but we went along with that, and Panther's like, yeah, I've been really wanting to do a 24-man draft. So I'm like,
what?
Why does a man want to do 24 coaches? It's like, okay, so you want to have a bad draft and just fight a lot of people. I can respect that. So, but I went through with it. We put out an application. Thank you all who applied. It was Panther and I. We decided to go one by one, decide on who we wanted. If we instantly knew the person, they're a friend of ours from previous leagues, we just dragged them right in. We did have a few slots they wanted to keep for potentially new people, because we wanted to try to expand the community and whatnot. Or, not community, but our zone, our battling zone, our community. Panther's a nice community, not the entire community. So, we did that. We have all 24 now. Really hyped for the season. Draft wasn't too bad. Your boy randomized the draft order, and I got number 2, and I was so happy. Because if there's one Pokemon I wanted to try for so long, it is Zygarde 50%. I was finally able to draft it now, having second in the draft overall, and I was such a happy boy. I was so happy. But I was finally picking up this man. I was super stoked. This was my only draft plan going into this, and the fact that I got second overall made me happy. And picking up Zygarde's gonna make me happy. I knew what I kind of wanted around with it, and I definitely worked with it. But I'm not gonna lie, there's quite a few snipes in this draft, a lot more for other coaches. But I mean, it happens when there's 24 coaches and Pokemon in tiers are limited. But I'm gonna hop right into it, because not only am I really hyped about this, but I'm tired, and I got some content to do before I go to sleep, because I got work in the morning. So, first off, like I mentioned, I wanted my Zygarde 50%, because this boy is so sick. He is a 6-nick, and I see all my buddies use it, and I was like, I really want to use it. I want to use it in APA Season 2, but unfortunately it was sniped for me because I tried to take it round 2 like an imbecile. So, here I am with Zygarde this time around, so hyped to use it. If you don't know, Zygarde is a very, very thick boy, as well as a strong boy, as well as a unique boy, because not only is the and that's a draft analysis video. So if I can stop like stuttering and just like not making sense real quick, I'll actually talk about all these Pokemon. Don't worry, I'll get to it. So Zygarde, look how fat this boy is. 108 HP, 121 defense, 95 spit F. This man's gonna eat your hidden power ices. He don't give a damn. He's gonna eat them. Zygarde really don't care. An amazing Dragon Dancer. Amazing Banded user, because it's a beautiful, beautiful move in 1,000 arrows. Let me get that bad boy on the screen. 1,000 arrows. Grounds adjacent foes. Hits neutral on flying. Literally no immunities for a ground type, and I love that. I understand it only has 100 attack because it'd be busted otherwise, but I'm still very happy with this boy. Amazing setup potential, and not only Dragon Dance, like I mentioned, but Coil. Coil's an amazing set for Zygarde running a Spit Def. Coil set, you can run Rest, and all that. Amazing priority and extreme speed. Even has decent special like coverage and like of course Earth Power if I want to run that. But mainly like Sludge Wave for Pokemon like Tapu Bulu, who will certainly face in this league. It's just such a dope Pokemon. If you don't know Zygarde, then you've kind of been missing out. In leagues that slack on Zygarde, or any coach that does, they get destroyed. So I'm really happy to pick up this Pokemon because I can't wait to try and use the amazing setup potential this Pokemon has. That's really what I like about it, because I'm all about amazing setup options, and Zygarde being capable of having that, so good. And ground type is probably one of my favorite, if not the favorite typing. So absolutely having a move like 1,000 Arrows to spam with Choice Spam without worrying about a stupid levitating or flying type coming in my face. I can just click it all day. I absolutely love that. Zygarde is going to be a monster, and if I don't use it correctly, I'm going to cry. But I have some boys in the back in the ACC that have used Zygarde. They use it effectively, and hopefully they can help me out. But I'm not too worried, because Pokemon like this I'm pretty comfortable with, and Zygarde's definitely going to help me out with that. So going into the rest of the draft, I knew I wanted to pick up amazing ice counters. I wanted to pick up a decent counter to Zygarde so I don't have to worry about that. I also want to try to complete my cores, because cores are going to be really hard in this 24-man, because they're just going to be flying left and right. They're just going to be going, they're going to be dropping all the really solid mons out there. So I knew some of the Pokemon that I wanted for the picks to come. There was one Pokemon that I kind of had in mind, like, maybe a Snorlax, that'd be kind of cool. But that was picked up a little bit later. But the fact I got the next 4 Pokemon you see are all the Pokemon that I wanted on my plan. Infernape, Milotic, Roserade, and Mega Aggron, I all wanted, and I got them all, which was actually amazing. I was so happy Roserade wasn't sniped on the way back up, but I will go one at a time. I was just so happy that I got this main core, because these first 5 look so sick. I'm not a nerd, you're a nerd. So, going into the second pick, I basically have wheels, so it really didn't matter what I was going with, because the person in the number 1 position was my boy Jock, so I knew what he was always picking, so there was no way I could really get sniped, so, unless he wanted to be a little snake. But, speaking of snakes, sorry, Zygarde, nickname Deku, because, I'm going with all My Hero Academia nicknames right now. It was my first Enemu, and boy, I'm a weeb for that shit. My Hero, daddy. The only exceptions are Milotic and Linoon, but I'll explain those when I get there. So, but yes, Deku for Zygarde, because, green color for the outfit, and he's just the best, So, number 2, we have Infernape or Endeavor. Really hyped for Infernape. I only used it a little bit in an APA Showdown League, and now that I get to use it again, it's going to be so nice. Once again, another amazing setup option for this team, as well as an amazing pivot Pokemon for Zygarde, and just like its typings are the definition to check an ice type. Like, sure, it's not the best defensive switch into an ice type because it is just Infernape, bulky ape with slack off. Don't slack on that, dude. Do not slack on the slack off ape. But really happy to use Infernape again, and I was really hoping I could use this as a Zmon. It was in my plan originally, just have Zygarde and Infernape as my 2 Z users, because we do only have Z captains. I am confirming Zygarde as one of my Z users, because if you don't, you're stupid. But Infernape, an amazing Z captain user that I was potentially going to do, but spoiler alert, he is not, because my plan did change up a lot afterwards. But Infernape, so happy I got it, not only because of the typings like I mentioned, but just of its mixed capabilities. 104 attack, 104 special attack. Gets access to Swords Dance, get access to Nasty Plot. It can be either sweeper. I can just run whatever I want with this bad boy, because he can do that. I can even run a Calm Mind Infernape if I want to. Try me. But like, its coverage is amazing. Let me just go over that real quick. Acrobatics, I didn't even know this monkey boy got acrobatics. Stab close combat is so hard. Encore is just sick tech to have, as well as fake out for like if I'm facing a rain team or sand team, any sort of weather, and I need to stall it out. Flare Blitz, of course, is the strongest form of stab for Infernape, as well as Fire Blast. Gunk Shot for fairies if I really need it. Grass Knight's so helpful for water types, especially those water ground types. I might be switching in on Ape. Mach Punch for priority is so clutch. Power Punch honestly wouldn't even be that bad. Roar Ape I haven't used before, but I've seen before, and it was a very clutch moment to prevent potential setup. So always an option. Slack Off, of course, in case you're running bulky Ape with like potential Stealth Rocks, as you see right here, because this Infernape is my first Stealth Rocker. I do plan on getting more, of course, because it's not the most ideal thing to have Stealth Rocks on, but it's always potential. Taunt, an amazing move. I absolutely love it, especially on a very nice potential lead Pokemon such as Infernape, as well as with its very nice speed tier in 108. Having a fast taunt user like that is very helpful for a draft team. Infernape's just got all of it, man. Like, and even just the rest of it, like U-Turn, Will-O-Wisp. Those two are just helpful right there. So, very happy to have Infernape. I really wanted to reuse this Pokemon at one point, and I felt like probably the best moment is just to get it with Zygarde, because it also gives me a fighting type that's not weak to Fairy, to where I don't have to worry about another Fairy weakness immediately. So having this Pokemon already is very helpful, because Zygarde's just really just struggling with Ice types and potentially Fairies, and Infernape can pretty much just help with either of those, more so the Ice types, of course, being the direct issue. But Infernape, definitely gonna put in work. So happy I got it. I really like the dual or potential setup in both stats, whether it be Sword Stance or Nasty Paw, like I mentioned. And it's just gonna be a great, amazing sweeper, potential Choice Scarfer, Choice Band, Fat Stealth Rock lead if I really wanted to. Bulky Ape, I'm telling you, it's a thing. Mach Punch priority is so key, along with Extreme Speed. I already have two amazing, along with Vacuum Wave if I run Special Ape. Two amazing priority moves. That's the word. It's been a while since I commentated like this. I really apologize. It's only been really the P4G Power Rankings videos, which you should definitely watch out, because I will send one out later today, as this will go up Friday around noon probably. But yeah, really happy about those two amazing offensive potential already. So I knew I wanted to pick up a bulky Pokemon next, and this Pokemon is kind of one of the better answers to Zygarde, if not the best. And the fact it's one of my favorite Pokemon, duh, I had to grab it. That is Milotic, aka Katara. If you guys know any of the content on my channel, or know me as a battler, Milotic is my favorite water type, period. It will never not be named Katara, because Avatar Last Airbender is my shit. And the one time, like the first time I used Milotic, named it Katara, 16 kills for the league. A bulky water type getting 16 kills. Ya boy. Had more kills than my Kyurem Black and Excadrill combined. My Mega Pinsir had one more, but Milotic, so thick. It is a so thick. 95 HP, 125 Speed F, eating those special hits, and you're like, it only got 79 defense though, Tarheel, why do you like it so much? It's a Marvel scale, dog. If this Pokemon's status, its defense is times 1.5. Give that girl a nice flame up, and she is a fat. She eats all the goodies. So nice. I really don't know why I keep using this accent. I apologize again. I'm just gonna be apologizing. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have recorded tonight. I really can't talk. You know what? But I'm continuing, so deal with it. Also, Milotic speed tier, 81. Pretty solid for a bulky Pokemon, not gonna lie. 100 special attacks, not even bad. Getting off very solid Scald Chip, as well as potential Ice Beam coverage. That's what I just like about Milotic. You can almost run Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic, Recover to every game. An exception, Scald, Haze, Toxic, Recover. Scald, Mirror Coat, Toxic, Recover. Or somewhere along those lines. Milotic is the best bulky water, and this is a fact. Fuck you, Suicune. But I'm just happy to have it, because like I mentioned, it's an amazing check to Zygarde purely because Flame or Marvel skill plus Haze, along with Ice Beam coverage. Such a threat, being able to already grab it, double the awesome. Even though Infernape can kind of deal with Milotic depending on the set, because you have to properly predict what Infernape is coming, still having Milotic on here, just another strong water to be able to not deal with that for both Infernape and Zygarde is so key. It is so key. And I just love Milotic. People at me for like drafting Mega Charizard X. I've only used Mega Charizard X twice. This is like at least my 4th time using Milotic. So if you want to get on my ass about a Pokemon, it's this Pokemon, because I just use it so efficiently and I love it so much, and I'm so happy to have it again. And I never regret taking it very early, so 3rd round might not be so early, but it's early 3rd, so it's whatever. But very happy to have Milotic, and basically at the next point, I definitely wanted to get an amazing Hazard user as well as my next Grass type. I was really considering getting Milotic plus Tangrowth if Tangrowth made it back to me, but that's too disgusting, and I really wanted to get Roserade because Roserade is amazing Hazard potential for Zygarde and Infernape, and I definitely wanted that. Having Spikes and T-Spikes is going to be so key for this team because Banded Zygarde really appreciates Hazards, and just, you know, like, any setup option in Zygarde or Infernape are going to appreciate Hazards. You might just be a little bit low of getting that KO. After some Spikes and Stealth Rocks, oh, hey, they're gone. Milotic stalls out Pokemon with Toxic Spikes up on the field, so that's very helpful. So getting Roserade with these Hazards are so key. I was so happy for this to come back. Naming Roserade after midnight because she is so sexy, man. Sexy. But Roserade, 125 special attack. Some people forget about that with Roserade. I like, to be completely honest, I feel like some people forget it, and then they just get blown back by like an offensive Roserade, and they're like, "Owie, why is this not just a Spikes lead?" And I was like, "Cause you get cucked." But also a possible Spadef option for Roserade. It's very helpful versus like potential offensive water types or grass types that I may have to face. So having Roserades could be very helpful for that reason, along with the Hazards. Natural Cure is also an amazing ability, having me basically be one of the best Scald switch-ins along with Shaman, because I don't have to risk the burn. I just swap out immediately after I eat the hit, after. And then also an amazing ability in Technician, very helpful for the Hidden Power Fires, as well as like potential Hidden Power Ices, I suppose. But very nice. Gives me my first status healer in case I really need it. The exception would be if, I don't know, I have a Rest Zygarde in the back, as of right now for the draft at least, because otherwise I want to keep status on like Milotic, for example. So Dazzling Gleam coverage is pretty cool, along with extra sensory. All the necessary grass coverage and Giga Drain, Leaf Storm, stuff like that. Leech Seed is always helpful for getting off nice chip. Shadow Ball is always sick. Sludge Bomb is always sick. Shadow Ball for nice coverage. Sleep Powder, very nice, because some checks to Roserade are the perfect setup fodder for Pokemon such as Zygarde and Infernape. So being able to put them to sleep, force a potential switch, so they're like afraid of me not getting free Hazards or something like that with Roserade, allows for Zygarde to potentially set up on that Pokemon to sleep later if I'm predicting a potential sack or something of the sort. So keep that in mind. And Spikes, like T-Spikes, like I already mentioned, and of course Synthesis for potential if I am a Spadef set or just a bulky Hazards lead. Swords Dance is also very cool. I have seen a physical Roserade, and that is very I don't know what do I say here, like scenario. I need a specific scenario to bring Roserade. I don't remember the actual like term or whatever. Either way, I've used Roserade before. I used it pretty well in my personal opinion, and to have it again on the team is gonna be very nice. I believe I had Roserade and Infernape on the same team, so Pokemon just match pretty well. And completing my Fire Water Grass core, I really like that because this is one of the strongest cores I've seen in a while, and especially in this 24-man draft, that is gonna be major key. So having those could be so nice. I love those Hazards. Speaking of Hazards, let's get one of the best Stealth Rockers in the lead, and that's Mega Aggron. We went the APA route, not the normal route, to where you're Mega, Tier 1, 0 points. You don't lose any, you don't have to spend any, it's just 0. And then second tier, you get 40 points. Kachinga. Mega Aggron, Tier 2, gave me plus 40. Very nice. To be completely honest, I didn't use the plus 40 in the end, but we take those. It's there for potential transactions. Look at this bad boy's defense. That is 230 for those who cannot see. That is 230 defense. along with that nice filter ability. This thing is going to eat like close combats and flare bits and stuff like that. Even though I have a strong check to Aggron already on my team. Wink. But so amazing. So amazing. I've only used this Mega Aggron a little bit. Was Mega Aggron on my team with the No. Mega Aggron was on the APA Civil War, and that league just died, so okay, cool. That was a different APA Showdown season. Yeah, we go through those seasons fast over there. And even offensive Mega Aggron's potential, 140 attack, man. Like, that thing's like slept on right there. And then the rest of the stats don't really matter too much. You normally run a Spadef Aggron with Bold and whatnot, just to make up the bulk, but it's whatever. A Totemized Aggron, that would actually be really cool to run one day, not even gonna lie. Avalanche is a little bit helpful against those pesky ground types. Don't have to worry about one like such a Zygarde, wink, but, you know. Dragon Tail is very helpful for like a Stealth Rock Dragon Tail lead if I wanted to opt for Chip over Roar, if I'm not worried about potential Fairy type on their team. Even Mega Aggron's already Steel, so I don't see why I'm saying that. I'm stupid. Endeavor, I've seen an Endeavor Mega Aggron, and it's actually really cool. Might bring that one week. It does get access to the elemental punches, which is very nice. Head Smash, might have to, just to do it. Heavy Slam, Mega Aggron's main Steel stat, because it is a very thick boy. Iron Head, just in case his team is also fat for some reason. Roar, like I mentioned. Rock Slide, there's the amazing Stealth Rocks that I really appreciate since I have another Stealth Rocker now besides Infernape. Another Taunt user, which is very nice. I always appreciate that. As well as some yellow color to add to the team. Always got to go for them hacks, boys. Always got to aim for that. But having such a physically defensive Pokemon like Aggron and having for like pretty decent, like very solid Spadef Bulk and Milotic and decent Spadef Bulk and Roserade to go along with these two is pretty nice. Because Mega Aggron's main threat is special fire types just about. Milotic says nom 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 nom. Predicting that Solar Beam? Hey, it's Roserade. But not really. But Mega Aggron, I just like because I really needed a solid Stealth Rock user as well as an amazing Steel type. I wasn't really too worried if Mega Aggron would snipe. That's why I let it sit until 4th or 5th, because I was just going to go for a low tier Registeel or Bronzong if that was going to happen. But I'm very happy I got Aggron because I get those bonus points, and I wasn't really sure what other Mega I wanted because Mega Manectric was sniped beforehand. I wasn't really sniped for me. It was my backup plan after Mega Aggron. So the fact it was taken, I was very happy that Mega Aggron still made it to me. But we got our boy Tetsu. Still don't know why his name is the same twice within his first name, and then his last name is the exact same. But, you know, we just go with it because lore, Animu, a weeb life. I'm a weeb in training. Get ready for it, boys. But coming up next, I really wanted Mesprit. That was the one Pokemon I wanted after these. Because, honestly, there's no way I could have let any of these Pokemon sit beyond this point. I couldn't let Roserade or Mega Aggron sit another round. I did not want to risk it. Especially since I knew after I picked up Mega Aggron, Bronzong and Registeel were ready to go. And in fact, they did. So, very nice on my part, but I really wanted Mesprit next. Sniped. Very sad. It was the main snipe of this entire draft that hurt me the most, easily. Because I figured out just about the rest of my draft, but that basically hurt me and it set me back. It really did. Because I wanted another amazing Stealth Rocker, amazing Bulk to go along with this team again, to where I can basically just pick up offense for the rest of my team. Because Mesprit's got amazing coverage, pivot, Healing Wish for Zygarde, as well as Mega Aggron would have been so key, and I was really hoping for that. And I was like, and I was just sad. I was just a sad boy. So seeing Mesprit go was really unfortunate. I was like, it's okay, I'll pick up Gardevoir. Or he gives me my Fairy, my Psychic, I get Wish. I get Healing Wish again. So this is a perfect switch. And of course, Gardevoir goes. Aromatisse goes. Comfey goes. The Fairies are going away as I was just trying to look for a Psychic replacement. I'm like, oh god. So I had to pick this thing up next. I really don't know how I feel about it. I've used it before. It's aight. It's Togetic. We got Urakara. I butchered that shit. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna say it again. Don't hurt me. But very fat Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I think it's setup fodder, but I had to pick it just because my team was gonna be very fighting weak with the route I was going to go. So picking up a 4x resist was very important for me. Especially considering like very strong Pokemon like Mean Shao with high jump kick. It goes through a max defensive flame or Milotic. I get 2 shots at it, so I can't go that route. I have to have something like Togetic on my team. Also gives me my first defogger, even though I don't really use hazard removal too much. Other coaches, please don't hear that. It's always important to have some, otherwise you are going to get stacked every week. They're going to lead Stealth Rocks, they will have a sash lead, and you'll get cut. So, just keep that in mind. But, having Togetic is pretty cool. Its coverage is pretty nice, its bulk is pretty nice. Of course, it can be run the Eviolite. 55 HP isn't that much, because I was like, yeah, I can have it as a Wishmon, but the fact its HP is lower than Mega Ag by 15 is kind of doo-doo. So, it sucks, but, it's still potential Wish Pass. It doesn't get Healing Wish, which is unfortunate, but it gives me that defog. But its tech and stuff it has in here is actually pretty cool. Gets Encore, which is very nice for stopping setup, since it is kind of setup fodder, like I mentioned. Heal Bell, which is a more solid cleric over Rosary, majority of the time at least. Magic Coat would be really cool. I can run a dual screens Togetic if I wanted to 1 week. Gets access to Rooster Course along with the Wish, depending on what I want to run. If I'm scared of setup, I can run Seismic Toss depending on the opponent's HP level for that Pokemon that I'm scared of. Tailwind for my team is actually pretty cool. Zygarde, Band-Aid, who's really going to appreciate that. His main threat, like in Tailwind, would just be Ice Shards then. So, also, you know, more yellow color and Trick, which is really cool. So Togetic's a really cool mon. I just wasn't so sure about drafting it again. It doesn't even get access to Air Slash, which is really stupid in my opinion. But, I really wanted it, and I had to go for it. So, that's the reason for me picking it up immediately right after Mega Aggron. I want to go ahead and complete my Dragon Fairy Steel with my Fire Water Grass, but I'm not so worried about completing it immediately, but it's just the fact that, like, 4 or 5 fairies dropped that round. So, I was scared. So, I had to pick up Togetic, because I didn't want something way low, because I think Granbull was picked up that round too. So, I was like, I have to go Togetic now. So, yeah, fairies definitely went early. And next up was a Pokemon I wasn't so sure about, but then I realized that I totally messed up in my tiering, and I let this thing stay in tier 4. So I was like, I'm going to pick it up because no one's picked it up yet, and it's a very strong Pokemon, and with this team, I think it's going to be sick. It is our next Z Captain and the Dark type, Zoroark, aka Dark Shadow. Dark Shadow just sounds sicker than the actual name, so I just wanted to go with it. Zoroark I've been actually really wanting to use, so I'm happy I picked it up here. If you don't know, Illusion, very cool ability, and it resembles the Pokemon that is the last in the party, so that can really help me for leads and stuff like that. Trying to bait, like, oh, I got an Infernape lead, he's probably just gonna, you know, go for a U-turn and stuff and go for Momentum, if I know the easy thing they want to switch into, or if they're just gonna go for Stealth Rocks, just baiting a Pokemon, whatever. Zoroark. If they're afraid of it being a Zygarde in front of them and they need to switch, and it's just a Zoroark, I get a free Swords Dance, free Nasty Plot. Just like Infernape, this thing can be run either physical or special. Of course, it does have a greater stat in special attack, but it's very strong either way in physical because of access to Knockoff and Sucker Punch, things like that. I'm very, very hyped for picking this mon, because not only is it just a cool mon in general, along with Illusion and stuff like that that really helps on my team, but it is my other Z Captain. Not only because it's potential sweep, which is basically how I thought it was a tie with Infernape at first, but I'm like, oh wait, let's give this thing a Darkinium Z. And let's run Z Memento 1 week. Because you see 2 setup mons, not including Zoroark, of course, in case I have to use this, 2 setup mons and Zygarde and Infernape. And you also see one right after Zoroark that goes very well with it. So I definitely wanted to grab Z Memento because I felt like that was really going to help out my team. And just, this Pokemon's sick in general. I've been wanting to use this. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's just cool. Like, I've seen people use it effectively. Like, Lynx used it pretty well in APA last season. I just want to try and use it. Like, it's got great momentum, trick options. The setup, like I mentioned, another taunt user. Illusion's just such a sick ability that I want to try it. So, I'm going to give it a try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Some people have mixed feelings about this. But in Tier 4, I definitely had to pick it up because this thing is strong as hell with Z moves. So, I wanted to grab that for sure. Next up, I was considering this Pokemon, and once I asked my boy Under the Radar, I couldn't not grab it because he's like, dude, this team goes so well with Linoon. You can't not go Linoon. This was still when Mespert was on my plan and shit like that, but I still was going to pick up Linoon. I had to let it sit another round, but I still picked it up nonetheless. Linoon, amazing sweeper. It was Tier 3 because I forced it to stay there. Doesn't look like it with the stats, but Belly Drum Gluttony with Ipapa Berry, so strong. Priority Extreme Speed is what matters. Belly Drum E-Speed, then whatever else you want. Coverage, because Lightnoon's got great coverage to go with this sweep thing, which is just insane. If you really need to, you can run Return, just so it can actually get the very strong one-shots that you need to. Otherwise, it's got access to Stomping Tantrum for steals. But Lightnoon struggles with steel types the most, and I have one of the two of the best things to deal with steel types. I have a damn Zygarde and Infernape. This is gonna be so easy. Lightnoon also gets access to Throat Chop. Throat Chop as of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, so it's stronger than Shadow Claw when it comes to Ghost types and stuff like that. So that's very nice. Switcheroo, which would actually be pretty cool. Bringing a Thunder Wave Lightnoon one week would actually be pretty funny. But majority of the time you're running Belly Drum, Extreme Speed, Potential Return, and then coverage moves when you're needed. Lightnoon's really just a sweeper, and I really can't wait to use it. I've been wanting to use this thing more so because Kelly's been telling me to use it, and I really need to. I was really just happy this thing wasn't sniped, because I was never going to hear the end of it over Fortnite duos if Kelly, or if this thing was sniped for me, and Kelly would complain because he wanted me to get it the round beforehand, where I got Togetic and Zoroark. But I wasn't going to let a tier 4 Zoroark slide, so. Next up, I really just wanted to get the stuff that I had remaining, but a lot of stuff was getting sniped. Luckily, I still picked up Raichu. Raichu wasn't a snipe at this point in the draft somehow. I don't know why someone didn't pick it up already. We got Kaminari, my boy, the Derpy Electric. But 110 speed, I really already am at that with 108 and Infernape. That's kind of what this draft lags pretty much, is I have nothing above 110. But I'll get to that eventually near the end when I talk about flaws and pros and stuff. But Raichu, very happy to grab this electric type. Gives me an electric immunity with Lightning Rod, which is very nice. I was potentially looking at Gyarados as a pickup because I did have the points near the end of the draft for that, and would have been very nice with Raichu, but I opted against it. But still, having Lightning Rod is still nice because an AV Raichu is very helpful. Considering my ground type is 4 times weak to Hidden Power Ice, I always suggest when your electric immunity is 4 times weak to HP Ice, that you grab a very strong electric resist. Raichu, it's not the best like a Soul Vest user, but it's something because it's got 80 SPDF, 60 HP is not much, but it's just helpful. And the fact it's an electric immunity, and then if it's in a Soul Vest, it just eats Hidden Power Ice. It's needed. Because otherwise, I would have had to rely on the SPDF Rose Raid for most strong electric types, and it just would have sucked. So, but luckily I don't. Amazing Tech and Raichu, of course, because it's got Pikachu's moves, because Pikachu is the beloved Pokemon of Pokemon. So of course we got Encore, Fake Out, Agility, Extreme Speed, which is believe depends on its ability. A lot of its moves depends on its ability, which is the only thing that kind of sucks about it. But Endeavor, which is a pretty cool set. I love Nuzzle for certain lead sets and stuff like that. Thunder Wave. Oh my god, the voice crack. I should have stuck with Nuzzle because Nuzzle's better anyways. Surf Raichu if I want to be a cool kid. Raichu's really just a fun mon. Just about everyone's used it. I've used it before, so I'm glad to pick it up again. It's just a reliable electric type, so. It was tier 4 though, not tier 5, because tiering with 24 coaches is kind of weird. Some things that are top tier for say tier 5, they're bumped up to tier 4 purely because there's got to be enough Pokemon tier 4 to be drafted. So, but next up with my remaining points, I was really I don't know what to get. I really don't. I really need another hazard remover because I only have Togetic, and I really want more hazards as well. So, as well as there was a few typings I could have fixed, so I went ahead and did that. I got Espeon, we got Ashido, alien girl with slime and whatnot. Kind of looks like her. Kind of feel it. I feel it. No, not slimy. Maybe if I went like that. No, that's slime right there. But very solid. I like Espeon. I've used it before. Magic Bounce is helpful. It's not technically hazard removal, but having it on my team is still cool. I was debating Xatu, but the fact is I wanted another potential Wish user for Aggron, as well as Espeon does get access to Baton Pass for Momentum, especially since I messed up when making these rules. Originally I thought we weren't going to Baton Pass any stats, but people wanted to be bad, so we are allowed to Baton Pass stats. Not speed with the stat, luckily, but so I do have an option to that if I want to call mine Baton Pass or something of the sort. It also gives me a very solid option for dual screens for any of my potential set of Zygarde, Infernape, Zoroark, and Linoon, because light screen dual screens Espeon does go with Linoon and RU. I believe that's still a thing. So that's very strong there. Choice Spec Espeon is just strong as hell anyways. I can put Trick on that thing to trick a potential Fatmon on the other team, some Choice Specs, stuff like that. I just love using Espeon, so I really wanted to pick it up. I felt like if fit the team pretty nicely with what was left in the draft, because let's be real, there was nothing. If you've ever been in a 24-man draft or anything of the sort, you definitely understand how there was probably nothing on the board at this point. So, and lastly, for my tier 5, I decided to go Crustle. Ate a Kato, one of the most useless Class A students, but you know, I felt like it was cool. He doesn't like bugs, so I opted to go with him. He's kind of got a rock-looking face. So, Crustle's actually pretty cool. I really have been interested in this mod for a while, and I finally picked it up. Other times I just opted to go something else. But, amazing hazard setter, purely because of Sturdy. I can run Sturdy Custop, because this is Showdown. I don't know if Custop is an Ultra now, or anything of the sort. I'm stupid, so. But weak armor is also really cool. Depending on your lead, then you just get the speed, and then you can go ahead and just set up continuous hazards. Weak armor plus shell smash if you're facing a pretty fast team, because you only have 45 speed, really strong. Sturdy spell smash, really strong. Honestly, if this was Z-moves for everything, I would have been really happy, because Crustle with Z-moves with shell smash is actually ridiculous, and it would have been cool to use. But it basically gives me another stealth rocker and a good spike setter. So I'll be looking forward to that. And I'm really happy for a Crustle pick, so it's solid. Sorry, being texted about Fortnite because I'm a god. So Crustle, happy for it for the hazard setter, and that does it for the draft. I'm honestly pretty happy for the draft. I'm kind of, the only places I feel like my team personally lacks is a very solid Wish Passer to Mega Aggron. I do not have that. These two Pokemon are not that strong in the Wish department. Mainly, I want Roost on Togetic, and Wish on Espeon's not always ideal, because more so Espeon's going to be offensive, or it wants to run Morning Sun if it's going to be bulky. So, Solid Wishmon would have been nice for Aggron. Apart from that, I would like another form of removal. I don't really know if I'm going to FA another form of removal, because I really like just the options I have on this team. It would have to be a spinner too for the potential hazards I really want, and there's not really any good spinners left. So, excuse me, that was disgusting, but I'm hot, so it's okay. No, like I'm actually hot. I need to turn on my AC. I'm also not happy with the speed tiering. Only being at 110 really sucks. Pokemon like Jolteon are to be able to run Modest versus me. Stuff like that. It's really, really gonna hurt my butthole. So hopefully I can work around that. But I'm pretty happy for this team, guys. Not gonna lie. Oh, and Lanu was named King Kel, because if I don't name it after Kelly, then I'm not gonna get sweeps with it. But anyways, I really like this team, and I hope you guys too. Let me know about your thoughts about it in the comment section below. I'm not going to leave a link to all the coaches in the league, because not everyone will be uploading, but every Friday I'm going to be doing live com battles on Showdown, and if they will be uploading, or if they just do have a YouTube channel they want to plug, I will definitely put that in the description so you can check everyone out. But as of right now, make sure to check out the P4G Power Rankings. Look forward to next season APA, but PBL will be sick, so look forward to that, ladies and germs, because I am very happy to be uploading again, and I will see you next time. Deuces.